are summer, I am fall.
Bobby's from Lac du Flambeau in Wisconsin, and he's been in the music industry for 50 years. You want to share some of that with us, Bobby?
Well, all started in 1942. I was this tall, and now I'm this tall. No, I don't know.
On behalf of the Native American Music Awards, please join us in congratulating Bobby Bullitt St. Germain as this year's Life Achievement Award recipient.
Hello, and welcome to RezStyle. I'm Kimberlie Acosta, and I'm here with Bobby Bullitt. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award from the 12th Annual Native American Music Awards. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out to talk with us. You want to share with us all the different music that you've done?
Well, good morning, Kim. Glad to be here. And last night the award was very exciting for me. Actually, when they come and got me out of the seat to go up on stage, I started getting emotional as I was going up there. I started getting teary-eyed.
I've never seen you speechless before.
I was speechless. I had all these things running through my mind when I wanted to say. When I got up there, I didn't want to offend anybody by saying their name second or third, so I ended up not hardly thinking.
I want to thank all the Nandi people here that was involved with this. I want to thank, I wish my mother was here to be part of this. She was one of my biggest fans. I also want to thank the Lac du Flambeau Tribal Council. So thank you very much. It means a lot right here from my heart.
But getting back to your question, Kim, music has been good to me through the years. It's actually helped heal me in many different ways, and the old type country music where I was raised on back in the radio days before TV was just starting to come out, and I was always, as a youngster, was always glued to the radio and listening to different types of music, the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday nights, and listening to Gene Autry and Inner Sanctum. All those radio shows helped stir my imagination, I guess. The radio was wonderful media that could help fertilize your imagination. And it kind of spilled over in the songs as I got to writing songs later on. That helped forge that, I guess you could say.
And you've been doing music for 50 years, and you just came out with the CD that you had that was up for nominations at the Music Awards. You had music from your 50 years. It's called Scrapbook.
It's called Scrapbook, and how that came about was my cousin, Rusty Jim Wood. His uncle was a fiddle player back in the days when they used to do a lot of tent shows, and they traveled from little town to little town and perform fiddling acts, dog acts, and taking that bullwhip and cracking that cigarette out of somebody's mouth 10, 20, 15 feet away. So you got a lot of his music from that. His idea was, Bob, before you get too old, let's do a celebration of your music, 50 years of music. And that's how it began.
To me, it's like, wow,
it started.
It's like somebody whistling.
And you write 6 more songs as a CD. I said, well, I can try. I had put my music aside for a while and was doing a lot of spiritual work. So when I started writing again, the juices started flowing again, and it felt pretty good to get creative again. Those 6 songs are on the Scrapbook album, and then a celebration of what I've done in the past.
Your songs, you have some songs that are very humorous, and you have songs that are very serious and things that talk about different people's lives and about children. And you did one, what was it called, Rainbow Children or something?
Yeah.
Many years ago, I remember that.
During the spearfishing days, when there was backlash against Native people spearfishing, I thought there needed to be some kind of education for the non-Native people, because what we found out, a lot of the teachers in Wisconsin were teaching the children that the Indian people had gone the way of the dinosaurs. And some of these teachers were surprised to find out there was Native people still living in the state of Wisconsin. And I thought, wow, that needs to be addressed. So to try to help educate the non-Native people, we wrote a song called Children of the Rainbow, and we invited, we had a contest, what is an Indian? And the children in the state of Wisconsin could write a poem, write an essay, or draw a picture of what their idea of an Indian was. And then we would take those entries and choose a winner, so-called winner, and travel to Boscoville, Wisconsin to record a song I wrote called Children of the Rainbow. And what that song says is the colors of the rainbow, you see the colors working side by side, and that's the way humans should be, to celebrate each other's differences, but yet we're all human beings. And some of the entries we picked out was some of them that really needed educating, and some of them were really well done, so we kind of mixed it up a little bit. And they went to Boscoville and made that song, Children of the Rainbow.
And you have a new song or album coming out called Bigfoot Sightings? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Bigfoot is, some people say that it's a myth. In the native way is, yes, he does exist. Some say that he's Winnie Wushu. But he always seems to show up when there's a need of the people, when there's something going on with the land that's being tormented by mining, or tormented by the poison, environmental issues, or the two-legged, four-legged, there's a conflict there, there's something going on there. The Bigfoot shows up and makes his presence known. So I thought, well, let's put this into a song form. Bigfoot arrives, he comes into a dance club, does a few dance moves, becomes a sensation, and he becomes quite popular, and he makes the Hollywood scene, Broadway and all that, and then he becomes being used by the entertainment people, the Hollywood people. They start misusing him, and then he goes back into the woods. I think the story of that song is to reflect what the humans do, not only to Bigfoot, but themselves. And it's like a little teaching. That's what that song is about. And also have a little bit of fun while you're trying to learn how to do the Bigfoot dance.
Oh, that's great. Who are a lot of your influences in music?
Of course, when I first started out on the radio, there was I listened to Grand Ole Opry, and I had my uncles all played guitars and fiddles and banjos. Even my aunt played a banjo in the carnival show as they traveled to these small towns. But on the radio, probably Hank Williams was one heck of a good writer, songwriter, and his songs really cut to the truth of things. And there's Mickey Newberry, San Francisco Mabel Joy was a powerful song. It was learning the techniques and how they tell a story. And there's, of course, Willie Nelson. There's a great number of writers. Guy Clark is another writer that I admire. So all those guys have influenced on me. And then as I was coming up, and you got some of the writers for Elvis Presley songs, and some of those guys, Jerry Lewis or Muddy Waters, some of the old blues singers influenced me to some sort. All those people that I listened to had an influence on me. And I went to Germany in the 1960s. There was a black fellow that played piano. He's a jazz guy, real laid-back type of a guy. And he brought me into the jazz scene over there in Germany. And I learned a lot from being around that type of music. I probably love jazz, but I can't play it. But I love it, and I'm sure somewhere along the line it does influence me.
Out of all the songs that you've written, what did I say there? You had like 300.
Yeah.
What was your most song that meant the most to you? That touched you the most?
There's a song I just recently written. I wrote it probably 15, 20 years ago, and I picked it up one day, and it's on the Bigfoot album. I rewrote it, and deals with the subject of a father who drinks, and he forgets his daughter's birthday, and it's called Patent Leather Shoes, and all she wanted for her birthday was patent leather shoes. So he couldn't buy any because he spent all his money on drinking. But he went back to the bar, passed the hat, and got enough money to buy her shoes. But she followed him when he went to the bar to do that. She got hit by a car and eventually died. And then he put the patent leather shoes on her feet as she lay there in the street. Where that song comes from, I don't know. It could have been something in my mind years ago when I didn't have any money myself to buy shoes for my daughters. And back in those days, yes, I was drinking quite heavy, so I know what that story is about. Then, see, like my songs deal with children. If we as adults have to be responsible for our children. We have to set role models. We have to become role models for our children. We can't preach to them about drinking or doing drugs and that when we're all doing that ourselves. It's hypocritical. Especially on the reserves. This whole music thing here, I think that the spirits are leading me back into this area to set some kind of an example that if you want to go this route doing music, you can do it clean. You don't have to dirty your spirit up with your body with these stimulants and these other things. You can do this kind of stuff in a clean way and still have fun and talk to the people through music, through the lyrics of your songs, and move people and probably heal people through your music.
And you have a website. It's bobbybullet.com, correct?
It is.
Okay, and people, if anyone wants to get some CDs, they can order them there?
Yes, it can.
Okay, great. Well, I appreciate you taking some time out and talk with us. I know you got to get on the road and everything. This is Kimberlie Acosta with RezStyle. Have a grand day.
Thank you, folks.
Loving, gonna get your loving, baby. I'll take it slow and easy, nice and slow and easy, baby.
And you want to introduce your wife, Pam?
This is Pam Nesbitt. Almost forgot her last name.
That's your wife. You're not supposed to forget her last name.
I remembered her first name. That's pretty good. And she's actually on the CD too. She does some backup singing and plays the flute on Strawberry Island, which is a song about Dakota and the Ojibwe people back in the 1700s.